Hello, I'm speaking with Zachary Rehl from the DC Gulag. My name is Tim Rivers with American Gulag Chronicles, and today is September the 2nd, just 3 days after the sentencing for both Zach Rehl and Joe Biggs. And first of all, Zach, all of us are unhappy about this. We don't agree, obviously, but I want to give you the platform today rather than grill you with a bunch of questions. I just want to speak a little bit about who you are. You're a U.S. Marine, so you're a proud vet. And so let me just start by saying thank you, and thank you, Joe Biggs, for your service to our country, despite how it's treating you today. You're a few years younger than my youngest boys, and so I kind of identify almost as a father with so many of you, from Jeff McKellop all the way down to Ethan, because that's just the age you are. You're 38 years old. You're a Marine. You're a Christian. It's obvious that you have a very looks like a pretty good educational background. You went to Templeton. You had a career. You've got a master's degree. You've run a bar in the past. You're just about the most ordinary American, with the exception of being a member of the Proud Boys. So at this point, having watched what happened in DC, none of us believe that there will ever be a fair trial there. None of us believe there will ever be fair sentencing. All of our hopes hang on appeal. I'm going to turn the floor over to you and give you the opportunity. Just tell America exactly what it is you'd like to say and what you want us to do.
Well, thanks for having me on here. I really do appreciate it. Any opportunity that I can take to, express to the American people, what's going on. I'm gonna hop on it as fast as I can. I mean, what's going on here is an absolute travesty of justice. Every American should really be outraged at what's going on. Yes, I have a very good background. Yes, I was a member of the Proud Boys, but that it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, the Proud Boys is a fraternity for men. A lot of military veterans are in that group. I'm not going to sit here and talk about Proud Boys or anything, but it shouldn't deter people from wanting to support us. Me as an American, I'm an American first, and I served my country honorably. I got out honorably. I did everything that was asked of me as an American. I went to college. I have two beautiful daughters. I have a wife standing by my side the whole time. And I don't deserve this. And to allow this to happen is a terrible precedent. A lot of people don't know that the moment I was charged with seditious conspiracy, I lost my military benefit. I was receiving disability benefit from the Veteran Affairs, VA, and that's something that should never happen, ever. It should not be allowed to happen. And if we allow it to happen here, it's going to happen again. I upheld my end of the bargain when I signed that contract, that blank check on my life when I served the Marine Corps. And, they took my benefits from me that I earned honorably, and they did so with bogus, trumped up charges. Like I didn't go there to try to overthrow my government. I went down there to support President Trump, who asked everybody to come down there and protest peacefully. And I protested peacefully. Some things, like we all know, some things went sideways down there, but that wasn't by any particular group. No particular person caused that riot to break out. It's a riot, and that's at the end of the day what it was. And I'm not even going to get into the fact that there's numerous undercover police officers and FBI agents that were, caught red-handed um, doing a lot of activities down there that is arguably the real reason how that riot started.
Yes.
Like I said, so the fact that we went through this trial, this long, grinding, long trial, the government did not prove their case, but the jury sided with them anyway. And I hope we can improve that in appeal. I have hired an excellent appeals attorney, and we plan on fighting it to the fullest as long as this needs to take. But hopefully, it doesn't take anywhere past the appeals court. But if we have to, we'll be prepared to do so.
Out here, Zach, we called it the trial of the century. Obviously everybody in the J6 and the support community was watching it intensely, and reporting on it every day. And the question kept coming to my mind: do you think the government finally overstepped their bound and showed their hand to the American public in the way that they have treated both oath keepers, veterans, and just good American Christian patriots who went there with no malice in their heart? Do you think they finally overplayed their hand in this administration, making President Trump the 1,106th defendant?
I hope so. I mean, at some point, I spent 2.5 years in jail over this. Most of the time in solitary confinement, and every day I woke up and I wondered, how many more people are waking up to this? How many more people are opening their eyes? And I was in the dark for a long time. I didn't know how many people were supporting us and how many people understood what the gravity of the situation was. But I think that when President Trump was arrested and they started putting him through the ringer with all these bogus indictments, I do hope they overplayed their hands, and I do hope that's the straw that broke the camel's back as far as people realizing what's going on here. That maybe January 6th wasn't what it was, what everyone's saying it was on the left, because the narrative's only coming from one side, and I always knew from day one that this is all going to be about Trump, and all roads always leading to take him down. That's what they want to do, and they impeached him twice, on bogus accusations at that. So again, I really do hope that's what I really do hope that American people see that they overplayed their hand on this one for sure.
The judge gave you 15 years, Zach. The prosecution was asking for 33. The defense was asking for 3. I read a statement from the judge said he didn't think he would ever sentence anybody to 15 years under guidelines again, almost as if he was being magnanimous in his sentence. I got to tell you that I think the only thing that they've really come down to is that they said you threw something at a police officer. He wasn't injured. He wasn't wounded. He wasn't killed. I had somebody throw something at me in traffic, splatter myself and my wife and an amputee in the car with me. He got probation. You're getting 15 years in prison. This is really about the narrative. I truly believe it. And since they've focused on both Proud Boys and Oath Keepers as pivot points, even though they really have nothing to do organizationally with what happened that day, it seems that they've been singled out, that they are the examples, not, I don't want to say scapegoat because that's the wrong word, but yeah, they're the scapegoat, that they want everybody to see what's happening and to fear. What's your message to America about fear of this happening to them? Is it our duty to not be afraid? I mean, that's the way I personally feel, but I think America needs to hear it from somebody who's on the other side of the barister.
Yeah. So for 2 things. So real quick, you mentioned the somebody throwing something incident. I wasn't actually the person who threw anything. There was another person who was accused of throwing something. It wasn't even one of the defendants on trial. It was a water bottle that didn't even hit any police officers, but they used that as a pillar for their justification of the vicious conspiracy, which is absolutely absurd. But as far as the fear factor, yeah, they are trying to put fear in people. They obviously don't want an incident like January 6th to happen again, which is totally understandable. I totally understand that. You know, it's not something that you want to have happen every time a president gets elected in this country. You don't want things like that to happen. But like the extent that they're doing this, they're going way overboard on it, and they're also utilizing. They're not letting a good crisis go to waste. There's an old saying like that called that, and that's what they're doing here. You know, they're throwing in bogus charges like seditious conspiracy and hoping they stick, so that way they could use them down the line in the future for other protests when people are protesting things that they don't agree with. And that's what it comes down to. You know, it's all about being compliant with what the government wants you to do. You know, you can protest as long as you're protesting things that they agree with. You know, and I don't think I need to highlight the fact that all of the summer of 2020 what went on, and it was completely supported by the Democrat Party, and none of those folks who were involved with any of those incidents over that summer were charged with anything. In fact, they actually sued numerous city governments and won millions of dollars. And here we are, who did far less, and we're looking at 15 years in prison. And where's our lawsuits? I hope there's one in the future.
I believe there is. I believe there is
There's
lawsuits in the future. I believe that you have to look backwards just a little ways. Look backwards to the Bundys. Look backwards to Enron and Arthur Anderson. What they did to those people, they jailed them, they charged them, they won their kangaroo courts, and then every single one of those cases was flipped on appeal for prosecutorial misconduct, Brady, Jenke violations, and those weren't even bad. That was their training ground. They went whole hog in the DC trials. The prosecutorial misconduct is so evident. The Brady and Jenke violations so apparent that I have no doubt that almost all of these cases are going to be flipped on appeal. But the process has become the punishment. You've already served your 2.5 years before you ever got a chance to walk into a court and prove your innocence. And therein lies the problem, America. Therein lies the problem.
I was arrested 2 months before my daughter was born, my second daughter. I have not had an opportunity to have any physical interactions with her. I've never been able to pick her up, never been able to touch her hand. And that breaks my heart. Like my wife's out, she's taking her out to our campground, to a campground this weekend, and she's out having fun. And I'm happy that my daughter's out having fun, but
you have 1 minute remaining.
But I'm missing that time right now with her. I'm missing that time with her, and I don't deserve to be here. I don't. Nothing I did that day warrants over 3 years in jail. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I just hope that people stand up and really call on their Congress people to do something about it, and have faith in the justice system that we will get this overturned on appeal. We're fighting every single day. You can go to defendZach.com, defendzach.com, and follow along the case, or help with the legal defense fund. But we're fighting, and we're not going to give up on our end. And anything Americans can do out there to help, please do. Write your congressman, call your congressman. Anything helps.
We're not giving up, really, Zach. You tell everybody in there, America is not giving up.
Will do. And I appreciate it. God bless you all, and God bless America. And thank you for having me on.
Thank you, sir. Be safe.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
There you have it, America. You make the decision now.